kilo. Fresh Lamborghini, nigga like a cash flow. Always been a hood bitch, a chick with a cash flow. Red Ferraris, all night parties. Ask what time it is, watch from a garden. Amber Rose, yeah, it's an all white party. We pulling up exotic, driving on a Harley. White boy.
It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com.
If you want it, you can have it. Reach out and grab it. Use it.
Yes, hi. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
We have special guest on and co-host Cora Harrell, Diana Munson from the River Rose Tour Cruises. And we're going to have a phenomenal show today. We're going to talk about this phenomenal steamship that we filmed the movie The Frank Chase in the Streets of Harlem on. Okay? Yes. So how are you doing today, Diane?
I'm doing very well, Lena. And yourself?
I'm doing great.
And Cora?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah. So I just wanted you to tell me some great things about this steamship here. Give me a little background about this, because this is a very nostalgic ship. It's the only type of ship that's up there in the Newburgh Hudson pier that looks like this.
Well, the River Rose is an authentic Mississippi paddle wheeler. She's 100 feet long, she weighs 100 tons, and she's 34 feet wide. She's U.S. Coast Guard inspected every year, and we do have a license. She's driven by a licensed captain as well.
Okay.
The River Rose was a small casino boat at one time on the Mississippi River, and they wanted something bigger, so they put her out with a for sale sign. And at the time, my boss, John Panzella, saw her, and he loves boats. He saw her, and the price was right, and he bought her.
Beautiful.
And it took him 3 months to get her up here to the New Windsor area.
Wow.
And he worked on it. It had the 2 levels.
Yeah.
It did not have the lounge. It had like a spiral staircase that went up. He took all that out, and upstairs on the lounge area,
Yeah.
there's 2 decks.
Yeah.
The bottom level is the dining room,
Yes.
and inside the dining room, you can seat 88 people comfortably. It also has a dance floor and a fully serviced bar. Outside the dining room, right here, is a deck, an outdoor deck, where if you want to bring a chair out, you can, see the outside sights. And you go up a flight of steps, and we got the lounge area with an outdoor deck as well. In the lounge area, there's a mahogany horseshoe bar that was handcrafted by my boss, John Panzella, and the owner of the boat.
Wow.
That seats 25 people around it, and around both sides of the bar is smaller tables. There's also a dance floor in the lounge.
Beautiful.
It can be heat controlled, it's climate controlled, or air conditioned when needed.
Okay.
We do have, it is wheelchair accessible.
Oh.
But the wheelchair's got to be a certain, it's got to be like no more than 27 inches wide, because
Okay.
it's a ramp that they got to go over.
Okay.
Right.
And if it's not that, they can't get over there.
Okay.
Our season opens every year, May 1st through October 31st. During that time, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The River Rose has been in business for 15 years now, and what makes us so successful is our customers.
That's
We
nice.
have we have been voted. We were voted 3 years in a row. First place as the best river cruise on the Hudson River by Reader's Choice Awards.
Wow.
I see that.
Oh,
And
nice.
we do a lot of public cruises. We do Sunday brunches once a month
Right.
from 11 to 1. And we do dinner cruises once a month on Friday evening from 7 to 9. We also do dance parties, wine tasting cruises, fireworks cruises, and you could also charter out the River Rose for your own special event. The boat accommodates 150 passengers plus her crew.
Oh, wow.
And what makes us different than there is another boat on the Hudson. She's not a paddle wheel boat, but what makes our boat different than hers is that she can only fit about 50 people on the top deck,
Okay.
where we can fit over 100.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's great.
We do have a house caterer who has been with us for 15 years. His name is Joe Taylor. He caters 95% of our charters. And we also have a house DJ. If a customer wants to rent out the boat, we can accommodate them with our own house caterer and our own house DJ,
Nice.
which works out pretty good.
Yeah.
The prices, if you want to charter the boat out, Monday through Thursday is $900 an hour, minimum of 3 hours.
Okay.
If you want to do it Friday through Sunday, it's $950 an hour, minimum of 3 hours. We do have a dockside fee, and what that means is, say you want to have a party, say 6 to 10, and the first hour from 6 to 7, you don't want the boat to go out on the Hudson.
Right.
So that's called dockside. You can only do that in the beginning of the cruise or at the end of the cruise. Okay?
And
That docks-
why is that? Why is that?
That's per the owner.
Oh,
okay.
okay,
I don't really
okay.
know. I don't know why
That's
it's
all
like that,
right.
but that's how he does it. It's $300 for half an hour.
Okay.
We can pick up at other locations.
Okay.
Say if somebody wants to do a gathering, and most of their people live in Poughkeepsie, we can go to Poughkeepsie and pick up them. It's an additional fee of $850 on top of the cruise
fee,
the
right.
cruise fee. $1,000 deposit is due upon signing the contract, and the balance is due the day of the cruise.
Oh.
We also have open bar. If you're having children with a chartered cruise, we have an open soda and juice bar. If we have an open beer, wine and soda bar, and an open bar for top shelf. The most of your money goes for your booze. Okay,
Oh.
you know I have something here that I set up. We specialize in weddings, and we can do a wedding on our boat for about $10,000, where most other places you're going for $35,000.
Wow.
So our boat is unique. It's one of a kind,
Right.
and our crew are all professional, and we're experienced. 15 years worth.
Oh, that's
Nice.
And all the bartenders and barmaids that work for us, they've been with us for 15 years. I have not been with the business for 15 years. But I started out with Mr. Panzella in 2005, where that's when he taught me all about event planning. I had no clue about event planning. I didn't even know what event planning was. But I had 21 plus years customer service and public relations. I'm a people person. I love people, and I love to help people. So this was right up my alley. Okay? And but he taught me his business, and in 3 weeks I soared like an eagle. And not only that, I found my passion and my purpose. I did 3 seasons with Mr. Panzella. In 2007 of August, I had to leave because my dad had major brain surgery, and I wanted to help my mom. And so I took 2 weeks off, and I thought it was only going to be 2 weeks, but it ended up being longer. And Mr. Panzella still had the rest of August, the rest of September, and the rest of October to service his people. So
Wow.
he had to hire somebody else, and I understood that.
Sure.
Once everything cleared up with my parents and everything,
Yeah.
I worked behind the scenes and promoted Mr. Panzella's business. I just started back again, part-time, and I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I love it. I breathe it. It's my heart and soul in it, and there's nothing I'd rather do more than
that's
be
touching.
on the river road.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
We
So how many What does the whole cast consist of on the boat? How many employees are there?
Okay, we have, when the boat is doing a charter, say a charter cruise, or even a public cruise, we have a full boat. It's 150 people on the boat.
Right.
When we have 150 people on the boat, we need 3 deckhands.
Oh, 3
Okay.
deckhands.
We should have 3 bartenders. Now, depending if it's mostly senior groups, we usually just have, we do have 3 bartenders. We'll have 2 upstairs and 1 downstairs.
Okay.
And it has to be that way by the Coast Guard. It has to be that way.
Okay, all right.
We have 200 life jackets for adults on the boat, and we have 16 for children.
Oh, very good safety precautions.
But we have a lot of families that come on the boat. The children love the boat. One parent can go upstairs in the captain's, where the captain's driving with 1 child per time, and they can stand and do the wheel, and you could take a picture with him and the captain. They get a big charge because they think they're driving the
Right,
boat. You know, in essence, they are. You know, and the boat, even though the boat weighs that much, she's very. You don't really feel her. Like a lot of people get on and they like, oh my God, you know, right away they think the boat doesn't move that way. I mean, the boat moves only 10 knots. Okay? So it runs smooth. The only time you're going to feel a little movement is because we get a lot of speedboats. This is a season. During the summer, there's jet skis out there, there's speedboats out there. So if you got a lot of them going back and forth, you're going to feel that ripple effect.
Right,
okay?
right.
Also, if you're on a real windy day and the water's choppy, you're going to feel a little bit.
Right.
But nothing major, nothing major. And if it's bad weather, Mr. Panzello, if we have a sightseeing cruise that's going out that day, and if the wind is really bad or the rain or whatever's going on, he will cancel the cruise because safety is first to us with our people.
Okay. Yeah, being around the water is dangerous. It's very nice. It's lovely, but it is a little bit dangerous. So listen now, New Year's Eve will be coming around. So do you have something, a special New Year's Eve package for that?
Well, our season only is from May 1st to October 31st. It's 6-month season.
Okay.
What I do on the off season is River Rose is really a year-round business, but the season itself is only 6 months. And how I'm going to explain that is that starting November 1st, once the boat goes away for the winter on vacation,
Oh, that's what
sometimes they want the boat to be out of the water. They'll drive it up to Albany, and they get it up out of the water, and she's up out of the water for the 6 months. Now, if they don't need to have her like that for whatever reason, they can want her in the water. They drive her down to Haverstraw Marina,
Oh, okay.
and they leave her in the water.
Very nice.
Even though it's frozen on the water, they have some kind of, I don't know, it keeps the water moving underneath so it doesn't rust out the bottom of the boat. And she's in a prime location. She's right off the main road, so it's like real promotion to see her out there. You know, people going past
That's awesome.
all the seasons, you know, so our season, so from once she goes away for the winter on vacation,
Then that's
my
it.
boss goes to get some R&R in Florida.
Okay.
Okay, and what I do is I build the business, making charters.
Yeah.
And so when my boss comes home in April and he gets on the boat in May, he's got a job to come home to.
Good, good. Now, explain to the people exactly what is a charter.
A charter is when a customer rents out the whole boat for any kind of event they want to have.
Okay.
If they have 25 people, 50 people, because they're renting out the whole boat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's what the public cruises are wonderful because we love having everybody on the boat.
Yeah.
But the charter cruises is what makes, your money, your paycheck.
The money.
Okay.
Yeah.
My boss has never had a paycheck. My boss has never had a paycheck because he's got a big overhead.
Oh, understand. Yeah.
So,
I remember when I first met him, he told me that the oil, the gas to put in the boat is very expensive.
yes, they got a 2,000-gallon tank. It costs about $4,000 to fill it up.
Wow. That's amazing. That's
Now, I don't know how long that
How long it
how
lasts.
long it lasts.
Okay.
I haven't really found that out from him, so
Right.
I really can't answer a question if you were going to ask that.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah,
amazing.
$4,000
That's
it costs to
That's very expensive.
fill up.
The maintenance and the upkeep on that boat must
And
be
then when the Coast
thousands
Guard
and
comes to
thousands.
inspect it before we sail out, we can't move that boat out into the water until the U.S. Coast Guard inspects it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And if they find anything that they do find, it has to be fixed. And then they come back to check it to see if it's fixed. And they sign, the papers.
Right.
And they say it's okay to cruise. And that's when we could take her out. Other than that, she's got to stay right where she is.
Wow. Wow.
That's something else.
And is that with all boats, even
I believe so.
personal?
Oh, I don't know about personal. That I don't know. But I know that there's another boat that cruises also on the Hudson, the Pride of the Hudson.
Okay.
And they have to be U.S. Coast Guard approved as well. With a licensed captain.
It's always been a dream of mine to get a license and learn how to sail,
I love the boat. The boat's amazing.
Yeah.
I can go on all the cruises. I remember when I was doing, being the event planner.
Yeah.
I work out of my home right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Panzella does have a gentleman in his office. He has a home-based business. So there is a gentleman that does answer the calls directly from the customers. But I also work out of my home promoting the business.
Okay.
And I work hand in hand with Mr. Panzella. Any customer that calls me that wants to do a charter or any kind of cruise, I contact him. So him and I work hand in hand.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of promotions, what are some of the tactics that you use to promote the services of the boat?
Okay, I go to bridal expos.
Okay.
Sometimes we set up tables. Sometimes a table. I remember the first bridal expo I did when I worked with Mr. Panzella back in 2005 and 2006. The first one we did, the table was $250. Okay, and I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get there. I couldn't wait, and I was like on a real high. Okay, and he said to me, "Come down." He said, because if you don't get, any connections or
Orders and
anything,
stuff like
well,
that,
I don't want you
yeah.
to get let down,
Yeah.
And that day I went and I got 2 bookings for weddings, and even just that one booking paid for the table.
Good.
And that's how he looks at it, So
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely.
I've been to a lot of bridal expos. I enjoy it.
Nice.
I love people, I've done mailing. Matter of fact, I just recently mailed out 319 letters. I typed up a letter. Once I type it up, I read it to the owner. If he okays it, he gets a copy of it. And I have a printer in my house, so I make all my own copies so I don't have to go out and pay for it. And I mailed out 319 letters to all different kinds of places. And what I mean by that is I'll go to like an Orange County Chamber of Commerce, and you can get any kind of magazine. All the magazines or newspapers there, you could take them.
Right.
So one day I went out with like, between the magazines and the newspapers, I had like a handful of 20, okay?
Right.
One of the magazines was Hudson Valley Manufacturing, had 150, corporate offices.
Right.
It had listed the corporate office, the contact name, the phone numbers, what they did, and I mailed every single letter out. I hand signed my signature on all of them, and so far all I know is 2 came. I only know that because I was on the boat when they came and I recognized the name and everything, Otherwise, I really don't know because the gentleman that works in the main office,
Right.
doesn't really talk much.
Oh.
So I have to, it's like a guessing game. It's like a guessing game. But I wanted to read, I do have the menu for our dinner cruise, when we have a dinner cruise on
Yes.
Friday evening from 7 to 9. It's marinated flank steak, maple glazed stuffed pork tenderloin, flounder stuffed with crab meat, stuffed mushrooms, mesclun salad, garlic mashed potatoes, stir-fried vegetables, honey glazed carrots, assorted dinner rolls, assorted miniature pastries, and tea and coffee. Adults are $48. These are, let me just say something before I go further. These prices that I'm giving you, including the charters, are 2015 prices. I don't know if the prices are going to go up in 2016, so what I'm quoting you are 2015 prices.
Okay.
$48 for adults and $26 for children 4 to 12. Under 4 are free. What that includes is a 2-hour cruise from 11 to 1, a buffet dinner, your tax and gratuity, and you can board a half an hour earlier. Usually you board at 6:30. The boat leaves at 7 and returns at 9.
Oh, that's lovely.
Lovely.
There's a Sunday, there's a dinner cruise coming up on September 25th. We do have a website. It's riverrosecruises.com.
Okay.
You can buy your tickets online, or if you want to call the main office, which I can give you that number near the end of the.
Okay. You want the viewers to have it? If you'd
If
the
they like,
viewers to have
sure.
it.
Yeah, go ahead and give that to
The main office number is 845-562-1067, and the gentleman's name is Peter. He
Very
works in the
good.
main office.
That's who you can contact, Peter.
Our Sunday brunches are $42 for adults and the same price for the children. And what's on that is we have a carving station for ham and turkey. We also have scrambled eggs that's made right there in front of you. We have sausage patties, home fries. We have a vegetable lasagna. We have a huge platter of fresh cut up fruit.
Wow.
We have assorted bagels, assorted rolls. We have a platter of assorted pastries, a platter of assorted muffins, and a platter of assorted donuts. You also
that's
have two different juices and coffee and tea.
And that's $42?
That's $42, and that's on a Sunday, and that is from 11 to 1, and boarding is at 10:30.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice. We ought to try that.
And that brunch is coming up on September 20th and October the 11th. And we also have a booze cruise coming up. That's going to be on October 2nd from 8 p.m. to 10:30, and it's only $10 a person.
Yes.
And boarding is at 7:30. If you wanted to do, if you wanted
fly.
to do,
Yeah, we have a fly
We have a fly, everyone.
if you wanted to do group tours, if you have a group of 40 or more people, we do have a group rate, which is $20 per person.
Per person.
And you're saving $2 each person.
Okay.
Nice. Do they get fed for that, or?
You can give food. It's an additional fee.
Okay.
Mr. Taylor provides that. You could either do a lunchbox, or if you just wanted to do like a little sandwiches, assorted finger sandwiches or
Right,
something with
finger
some
sandwich,
fruit.
something light.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he can provide that. He can
Okay.
provide that for you.
And what is the additional cost for that?
I don't have the prices on what the box lunch or even like a little buffet thing is. That I wouldn't know that.
Okay. We would speak to him directly if anyone
Well,
was interested.
what you could do is when you book, you can book it through the main office, the 562-1067.
Okay.
And just let them know that you're interested in having some kind of a lunch. What would, they have different packages
Different
that they
packages,
have.
yeah.
Mr. Peter, he could probably tell you more about that.
Oh.
Very
Okay.
good. It's interesting.
Would you like to give your phone number to the viewers as well?
Yes, I would like to do that, yes. My phone number is 845-591-1790. That's my cell number. and I use it all the time until I get a landline. Also, if you wanted to email me, my email is keepthefaith217@AOL.com. And in the subject line, just put River Rose Cruises. And I'll know that it's about that. And I'll be more than glad to accommodate you.
We're going to go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is Rock and World Radio, NMS Youthology Hour. Here with Diane and Cora. I'll be right back. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Keep up, motherfucker.
Dawn Life Q, nigga. Maroli's stuck too, man. Need to fix that time. 12:30 on you niggas.
Crazy. Stack. Hank. All you niggas going down, 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 Hank, down.
I stopped from 8 sides, a red dot. Don't give Q the gun, it'll be a headshot. See, I'm married to the game, I'm in the wedlock. Rolly ain't set yet, but I gotta match the time clock. Yeah, a fleeing nigga with big knots. I drop stacks on Valley shoes, the dead stocks. Combinations and padlocks, so keep guessing. You'll never get the cash out the stash box. Dawn Life, we dominating your territory. I'm Mr. T with the jewels, count them on inventory. But I never wear them in the 7th floor. Cause in my city, darkness falls and that's a scary story. Yeah, these bums don't know fly. Yeah, my goons, they down to ride. If a crumb got beef, then he get fried. Load them up, this is what it sounds like when guns cry. Chill. One time for Brooklyn. Yeah. One time for the Bronx and Queens. Harlem, I wear polo boots, bump the Timberland brand, and all my guys simp crew, free Max and Rem. This that Bronx bomb, Don Juan 86 flow, with the rays on the face, young time before the blow. This that risky biz, Breakfast Club, or that pretty in pink. I'm a young fly duck, too smooth to be a criminal. Homage to MJ, got him leaning low, like Chubby and Game Face. Mixtapes, they don't make them like that no more. And I never ever seen a good rapper fold. These young fleas need to get back to flow. Focus, learn, overlook, work. Whoa, yeah, I just broke it down for you copycats. Young entrepreneurs, we drop a lot of stacks. But if getting this paper is something that you lack, then Flea, you better hunt for a job and drop rap. Yeah. Teaching these dumb dudes how to rhyme real quick. Crumbs. Shout out to Mountain Dog Entertainment. No Mercy Squad. Yeah. Dawn Life Q, man. We buzzing out here. BX. Real facts. New York is straight in a whole nother playing field right now. But we need to get more of this back. Real rap. Lyricism. Lyrics. Pause. We made this game, man. Hip hop, man. We made this game. That's right. And the mess wave gang. Shit. Bronx. Loop.
That's kind of fly, you know. That's his ego too.
Yeah. They say I'm underrated. They say my shit is whack. Fuck your criticism. I ain't hearing that. Hold your horses, cause where you're driving is not a lane. That is where you're headed. Your shit's dead and we run the game. See, I was born to rap, born and raised within the craft, and the only way I'm losing the game is when I give it back. These rappers talk about they this and they that, but they ain't shit. Tell them I said back. I talk smack, no really. I throw punches, punchlines to be exact. Lyrically, I flow hunches, standing taller, but these cats. In fact, I keep it real, stating facts up on wax. These niggas, they know the deal, nothing fiction, it's all facts. I'm back like I never left. I rock mics, these tracks I blast. I stack dough till there's none left. My flow's tight, nonetheless. You see, I'm something like a star. For me, the sky is the limit. I achieve to go far, so me, I'm striving to get. You already know. get a status along with grind and provision. I'm over niggas' heads so their careers is oblivious. I keep it real, I'ma do me to the finish. Hip hop may be dead, but I'm the voice that still living. They say I'm underrated, they say my shit is whack. Fuck your criticism, I ain't hearing that. Hold your horses, cause where you driving is not a lane. That is where you're headed, your shit's deaded, we run the game. They say I'm underrated, they say my shit is whack. Fuck your criticism, I ain't hearing that. Hold your horses, cause where you driving is not a lane. That is where you're headed, your shit's deaded, we run the game.
Fly boy Q, don't play no games. And for them rap niggas snitchings, don't say no names. Is this a perfect pick? Cause I fits in the frame. My niggas hold big knots, look at the size of our chains. No more stepping out of ranges, that was last year's whip. They say your boy is underrated, I was last year's pick. James said the best, fuck all the subliminal shit. I'm a boss and I floss, the aviator of hits. Hood rich, but I don't push butter, cocaine. The realest out, hood niggas know our names. But I'm tired of lames who think that their shit don't stink. But it does, you lame niggas need a soap and a sink. I battle with ink, paper stacked high with the team. My niggas body NEP, commercial or industry. Hey yo, I make it rain, something like a water well. Niggas hiding like legs in the turtle shell.
They say I'm underrated, they say my shit is whack. Fuck your criticism, I ain't hearing that. Hold your horses, cause where you driving is not a lane. That is where you're headed, your shit's deaded, we run the game. They say I'm underrated, they say my shit is whack. Fuck your criticism, I ain't hearing that. Hold your horses, cause where you driving is not a lane. That is where you're headed, your shit's deaded, we run the game. I'm what the game is missing, the game is in need. Original, pick my sis out, hip hop is what I bleed. Line after line, what I speak is true facts. I'm the meaning of the truth, honestly, I'm living proof. Vamoose, I'm in this bitch.
Radio, you are live and direct.
Every lyric, the illest nigga period. Lyrics is a Syrian, my widespread goal is I blow is period. Listen to this, always fix my shit. I kick back, so streets for real shit. That illness, so that real this. There's no healing for this ill nigga. For real nigga, I does it for real nigga. From style to the swag, come fuck with a clean nigga. I'm born with her, my fleas lit up. The illest nigga doing is ready to fuck shit up. Y'all non-spitters can't fuck with us, don't fuck with us. We bust, ain't nowhere to duck. So easy up, we bust.
Hello? Okay.
Pockets hella big, hella yen, call it super. I wanna be a billionaire like Bruno. I get dope, got my little moolah, mozzarella, like pizza. That's hella cheddar, La Vida Bella. You ain't fella drinking Margiela. Boss nigga, you ain't paying the cost, nigga. I grind for mine while y'all move around better. I run with niggas, wave gang.
Sorry about that. We're having technical difficulties.
Who's someone that do no screw sleuths? Highly skilled in the art like I'm fresh out of wushu. I get it in, 501's how I'm fitting in. Skinny fit, slim denim's what I've been in. No question, my kicks is Jordan. My stock no portion. With more kicks than mad kicks. That's custom.
Entertainers or you know anything like that since you've been working.
Increase consumption, prevent
I'll tell you
dissatisfaction.
a little. I'll tell you.
You know,
Not
pretty fair
like
tennis
movie
final,
stars, except
I
for
developed an
Frank
interest in
Chase
pure
and the movie
research.
cast, you know. But I'll tell you a
I was very
beautiful
nearly
love story
re-engineered for it.
that is
I was
very
a lot like
true,
you, but
and
I
it
had
has a
choice
lot to
to
do
make.
with the River Rose.
I love science.
A gentleman,
but I
when
chose
the
to
River Rose
sacrifice
was a small
serve the
casino
public
boat
happiness,
on the
not my
Mississippi
own.
River,
So truth is
a
only the
man
price you pay.
True.
met
There was plenty of
a
talk
woman
about truth and
on the
beauty
River
before
Rose.
wars. Our memories
They
devising
fell in
insane
love,
new ways to
and
destroy
they got
each other.
married.
It was horrible.
And
Yeah.
they had a daughter.
Most historical facts are unpleasant.
And I don't know how long they were married. But
And what about
the
John,
wife
sir?
Took ill.
Nothing.
And
Nothing
she
happens to him.
Passed away. In the
John is the
interim
exception that proves the rule.
that she was sick.
He proves that our system is so stable we
Come on the
can
boat
even
anymore.
tolerate a savage
The
in our
boat
midst.
got sold.
If he were banged,
His wife passed away, and he was looking for the River Rose for closure. Okay, And he searched and he searched and he searched and he found us. And he came about, this was back in 2006. He came up with his daughter.
World Controller Mustafa Mond announced tonight
we
that with
brought him on the
support of the
cruise with us, and he
Directorate,
told
a
us all
full
about this
pardon would be
beautiful love
granted
story.
to Savage
The law
John
demands punitive re-engineering
And
of our
it was
former
closure
director
for him.
of hatcheries and conditioning.
It is. It brings.
That
You know,
is
really
seriously
gives
right,
me.
right. That's really heartfelt.
You know, that's really heartfelt. You know.
Yeah.
How and there have been people that have met on the boat. They got married. As a matter of fact, it was a couple just recently. They're married 11 years. They met on the River Rose. They got married on the River Rose, and they're married 11 years. So it's a love boat. It's a love boat as well. And we love having the churches come on board too. We had a family reunion came on board back in 2005. At that time, Mr. Panzella had a piano down in the dining room area, and this one lady who was on the boat.
I'll be right back, lady.
Okay,
She was playing the piano, and they were singing down home gospel, which I love it. Okay, I was like, I love to sing anyway, you know. So we were singing a lot of gospel songs, and it was a beautiful, beautiful family. Every year they had it at different relatives' house, and this particular time it was in the relative that lived in Newburgh. And so she had a gathering on the boat, and that evening, before they left the boat, they invited me and the captain, my boss, to come to the church in Newburgh, and they were going to have a celebration there, a nice dinner and everything. But my boss had another cruise to go on, and I really wanted to go to the party. So he said, well, you can go to the party. I'll catch up with you later, you know. And I said, okay. So I went to the party, and I met all the rest of the family. The next morning, I went to the church service. And I'll tell you a funny story there. They were introducing everybody, you know, and I was sitting with one group of people, and they were introducing that family, and I was sitting with that family. And everybody stood up, and she said, you can stand up. And I said, you sure? And so I
y'all taking calls?
And then they got up on the stage.
Hello, are you guys taking calls for Diane?
Yes.
Hi, Diane. She there now?
Yes, she's there right now.
Hi, Diane. How you doing? This is Shannon from Baltimore.
From Baltimore.
Okay, yes, hi. Who's calling?
Selena. Talk into the microphone. Talk into the microphone.
Hi, can you state your name?
Hi, this is Can you hear me?
We're having technical difficulties.
Your phone's breaking up. It's on. Yeah. So ask her again.
Hi, is it Selena?
Yes, this is her.
Okay, great. And where are you calling from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, and that's the publishing, Polk Publishing, correct?
Publishing in the house. How you guys doing?
Wonderful. Thank you for calling. And Diane,
when I had to call in and hear about the Red Rose, I was like, I got to call in tonight.
Okay.
That's what it definitely sounds really romantic. I'm like, wow, this is something.
Well, Diane,
so you guys will be here, right? Y'all will be here for the magazine, the Red Carpet magazine?
Yeah, we're all coming out for your event, October 18th. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, man, October the 18th is going to be exciting. Man, it's going to be so off the hook. We got guest speakers. We got people coming in from LA, Philly. Oh, man, you guys from New York. And we're going to have an all-you-can-eat buffet. Guest speaker, Michael Miller is going to be in the building. We're going to be giving away free gifts.
Is he a doctor?
Oh, man. It's really going to be really nice. Vendors are going to be there. You're going to be able to shop till you drop. It's going to be amazing.
Is that a doctor that's a guest speaker, Dr. Michael?
Yes, Dr. Michael Miller.
Okay.
What
What type of doctor is he?
Huh?
What type of doctor is he? Is like a psychiatrist or?
Yeah, he's available and he's going to do motivated speaking.
Oh, motivated. Okay.
Definitely. He's going to motivate everybody and get them to the next level in their careers and, their dreams and their goals. So it's going to be really hot. I just can't wait. But I think the food is going to be the best part. So I think the food.
What time is it?
And everybody get a copy of my new magazine. So hopefully Diane's going to get up and a couple of words and speak to the people.
Okay, all right.
That would really be nice.
Selena, what's on your dinner menu?
Oh man, we're having stuffed breast with crab meat, salmon, red potatoes, green beans, a tossed salad, also a seafood salad, biscuits, and my favorite iced tea is going to be in the building as well.
Okay.
So it's really going to be exciting.
And do you have any questions for Diana?
Right now, huh?
Do you have any questions for Diana for the tourship that she's talking about today? Do you have any questions?
I really want to be honest here. You know that we're shooting a movie here in Baltimore, and I like to come there and shoot there as well. Just want to know how
at your event. She'll be there talking about her tourship and the cruises and things like that. So we'll definitely hook up there.
Right.
I just want to thank you for calling in, and we're going to see you October 18th. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you, Selena.
Okay. Take care. God bless.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah. I have a little, I almost was going to start my own business. I wanted to start my own business in party planning. I have all that to thank for, I never got a chance to do it. Financial areas of my life were going too good at the time, but I do want to say thank you.
Rock and World Radio.
From the bottom of my heart to my boss.
Oh, that's very nice.
Because he taught me everything about his business back in 2005. And it's like he laid the groundwork for me. I know. He taught me about sales, marketing, networking, advertising, finances. He taught me everything. And all I can say is thank you to him, and most of all, thank you to my God.
Absolutely.
For the opportunity.
Did you hear that?
For the opportunity.
She says thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And so,
Don't take
at the time that I was, going to do, trying to start a business, I did take a 10-week course.
Okay.
In how to start your own business.
Very good.
And very interesting. A lot of teachers. The hardest thing of the whole class was we had to do up our own business plan.
Okay.
And actually, I typed it on the computer. I made 3 copies, okay? Because one goes to New York State. Was Orange County Chamber of Commerce got a grant. And in that grant, this EAP class came for entrepreneurs, okay? And so they had to send a copy of the business plan for each of us to the state to show that they did use the money for that grant, for that program, okay?
Absolutely.
And
so they really do check.
Oh yeah, they do check. And I stayed up 36 hours straight and typed on my daughter's computer. I had to turn in the business plan, which was about 15 pages long, on a certain night by 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
I called one of the classmates that day about 6 o'clock, and I said, tell Edison that I'm not going to make it at 7, but I may make it there between 7 and 7:30, but I will have my business plan. And I did it, and I didn't think I could do it.
Wow.
I had a fantastic bunch of teachers that believed in me when I didn't think I even believed in myself.
Salute to Diane.
And
That
so,
was phenomenal.
when I was going to do my own business, I have the name. So if I ever do it, the name's going to be Celebrations of the Heart.
Oh, Celebrations of the Heart. Okay. And what is this that you're going to be doing? Are you
If I decide to do it, I decided to do it, I'll open up my own party planning business.
Oh, your own party planning
and
business.
that would be the name, Celebrations of the Heart.
Beautiful. Tell the viewers. Celebration of the
Heart.
Okay.
Because I like to celebrate with people. I would do the social market. Not that I don't like corporate parties or
Gatherings,
anything like
right.
that, but I'm a social person.
Okay.
I like to be in with the crowd.
That's good.
So I'm a social person, so I would go to the social market. I contacted a customer that I worked with closely, a charter for her daughter when she graduated. If she could give me something that I could start a portfolio with, okay, a customer. So this is what she wrote to me. She's from Connecticut. She's a dentist. This was dated March 3rd, 2008. I had the pleasure of working with Diane last year when I was planning my daughter's high school graduation party. I am from Connecticut, and my daughter was graduating from New York Military Academy in Cornwall on the Hudson, New York. I was looking for something special to do in the Orange County area. I had heard from other NYMA parents that the River Rose was a great experience. I called the River Rose office, and that is when I met Diane. She was kind, very resourceful, and extremely helpful. She gave me all the information that was needed to plan for the big day. Diane set up an appointment for me to meet the owner-operator of the River Rose. Soon after came the contract. Together we began booking the caterer, DJ, florist, and decorations, etc. I never had the opportunity to personally meet Diane. To this day, I have no idea what she looks like, but I do know her voice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
A voice that helped pull together a wonderful day for my daughter, her family, and friends. I would strongly recommend her talent, resourcefulness, and organization to anyone looking for a well-planned party.
Oh,
and that's a reference letter.
Beautiful.
That's a customer reference letter.
Customer reference letter.
Callers, we'll take your calls next week. This is really an awesome conversation. I'm not going to take any more calls, so you can keep ringing all you want. I'm not being rude. I want her to get as much information out to people as possible. We plan on having a lot of events with Diane and working with Diane. So, we're going to keep talking.
Well, you could always call me on my cell.
Yeah.
You could always call me on my cell. I'll answer any questions.
That's right.
At any time.
That's
you
right.
know?
Good.
I think that's phenomenal.
Wonderful. Yes.
That is phenomenal.
I wanted to also include the house caterer because he does a lot of catering. He does 95% catering on our boat. He also does corporate parties, picnics, barbecues, weddings, private parties. He serves the entire tri-state area. His food is always fresh and delicious. I know that for a fact. He will work with you to meet the needs of your event and your budget.
Okay.
And you also can taste his food for free. You can go up to him and sit down and have a meal and taste his food before you want to have him as your caterer. His wife does all the cooking. And you can go on Joe Taylor, JoeTaylorsCatering.com.
JoeTaylorCatering.com.
And it'll show you all. It has a list of, he's got 3 buffet food under each buffet. It has a list. It has a list of hors d'oeuvres. It has a package for a wedding, what kind of food. It has 3 different packages for picnics. He also does a pig roast. If you wanted to have a pig roast, he also does that. And It says, leave the cooking to us, no dishes to wash.
Beautiful.
And with all the food he gives you, he does ethnic foods, kosher style, Spanish and Cajun.
Kosher.
If you are having a party and you don't really want to have all of it catered, you can order trays of food from him. A half a tray is for 30 people, and a full tray will feed 60 people.
Not bad.
And yeah, he's great. I love Joe.
So what is his information?
He all his paper goods, condiments, and cutlery is included with his price. In other words, when you buy it, everything comes. The paper, you don't have to go out and buy that stuff. It all comes with the package.
Okay. So now, what is his information in case someone wants to use his services? Does he have a telephone number?
Yes, I have
a
his.
website?
I have his phone number here. I can give it to you. His cell number is 845-798-3712, and his home number is 845-361-3009, and it's Joe Taylor.
Joe Taylor. Okay.
Is he on the social media networks?
You know, I don't know if he's on social media. I really don't have that information. I know that he has his website.
Do you know the website address? Or no?
It's joetaylorscatering.com.
Okay. There it is.
That's wonderful. And how many years has he been catering on that ship?
Well, the boat has been, we've been cruising for 15 years.
Yeah.
And he's been with us for 15 years.
That's awesome.
So you basically have an all original crew.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, we have some new barmaids that, came on board. But Nancy, she's been with us for 15 years. Dave has been us for 15 years. And my boss's uncle, Norman, who was 85 years old, he's one of the mates. And he comes on the boat all the time. He's a mate on the boat. He just left the end of August because he's getting a little tired, it's long. And and he goes to Florida too, so he's going to go visit his family and stuff.
Nice.
So,
But
he's been with his nephew for about 15 years that he's been on, been on the boat with John.
That is wonderful.
Great. That's great.
That is inspiring. And you, once again, you met John. How you were a client?
Oh yes, how I met John. Well, actually, the very first time I saw the River Rose was I was riding down to the waterfront because I used to like to sit on the bench. Sitting and just relaxing near the water is so peaceful. I used to do a lot of meditating down there, just sitting early in the morning and sit near the water. And this one particular day, it came down in the afternoon, and as I parked the car, I seen the River Rose in the middle of the Hudson cruising. It was the first time I ever seen her. This was in August of 2001. I had never seen her before. And I said, oh, and I love nostalgia. So when I seen the paddle, and those paddles are not standstill. They actually turn with the boat. Okay? They're working paddles. Oh, yes. That's what makes her so beautiful, is those working paddles,
Wow. That's awesome.
She's so nostalgia looking when you see her out in the middle of the beautiful Hudson River. And I went home that day and I called up my daughter and I said, oh, Dina, I seen this beautiful boat. I never seen her before in my life. And I got a brochure and I called and I left a message and I said, let's get together and go on a sightseeing cruise, So we did. We went on a sightseeing cruise. It was me, my parents, my daughter and her husband, and my 9-month-old grandson.
Oh.
And it was on I have the date too. It's August 18th, 2001. I kept it in my mind,
Like it was yesterday, right?
And
Beautiful.
it was a full boat. The day was beautiful. It was sunny. It was hot. It was about 95 degrees out.
Wow.
And if it's still outside and there's not a breeze, it's just as still on the water. Because we thought, we're going to get some cool breeze.
Sure.
But it was just as hot on the river that day because you don't have the breeze.
Okay.
If there's no breeze out there, you're not going to have breeze on the river either,
wow. Okay.
So it was just as hot. But at that time, the boat didn't have windows.
Okay.
The boat had canvas. The canvas would roll all the way up to the top, the tin roof.
Right.
Okay? And if it rained, we could roll it all the way down. It had plastic windows, okay? That's what it used to have. Every winter, he had to replace the canvas windows because of the sleet, the ice, the wind.
That's very
and it become exactly
Right,
it became very
costly.
costly. And when we had the when we had those storms, he decided to go with the windows.
Okay.
The windows slide back and forth. They got screens in them, and they slide back and forth. No, they don't have screens in them, but they slide back and forth so you can open or close them. You know.
Okay.
And that's how he did that.
It's beautiful.
So we went on the cruise, and he came and he had. It was just like you ever see the movie Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, I love
with
that
the
movie.
white pants and the white shirt and the lip.
Right.
I mean, just like it was a captain.
He was a
You know, it was
captain.
and all the even the barmaid and the bartenders were all dressed in their uniform. I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I was very impressed with Mr. Panzella at the time because he took the time during the cruise. He mingled with every single customer on the boat. He introduced himself. He came over to each table, came over to our table, introduced himself. My dad introduced all of us. And I was very impressed with his customer service.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
And shortly after that, I started going on the boat because he used to have dance parties, and I love to dance. So he used to have dance parties on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and
Nice,
Sunday nights,
nice.
and I was on the boat because I love dancing. Okay.
Very nice.
And in 2005, I was working part-time in the afternoon for an after-school program for children. And he stopped me one day. I seen him, and I used to go to his house and get brochures and leave them at different places, you know, as his season was coming up. And he said to me, you work in the afternoon, right? And I says, yeah. He says, what do you do in the morning, like say from 8 until noon? And I said, I really don't. You know, I don't do anything. I said, I'm looking actually for a full-time job, but right now I only got a part-time, and part-time is better than nothing.
Absolutely, that's right.
So he said, I'm very busy in the morning. He said, how would you like to just take phone calls for me? He says, I get a lot of customer phone calls at my house, but I have a lot of work to do on the boat too. He said, all you have to do is answer the phone. I'll tell you exactly what you have to say. And just all you do is write down the customer's name, the phone number, and what they're calling about. And that's all you have to do. And here's a whole bunch of stack of papers. You know, so I did that. I did that for like about 3 weeks. And then he approached me and he asked me, he said, do you work on the weekends at your second job, at your job? And I said, no, I don't. I only work Monday through Friday. And he said, well, why don't you stop by Saturday? He says, and I'm going to be calling a lot of these customers. I mean, I have called them, but there's going to be other customers that I haven't gotten to that I'd like you to sit there and listen to what I say when I call the customers. And so that's what I did for like about 2 weeks. I did that. And about probably 6 weeks going, he said to me, how would you like to be hired?
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
And I said, yeah, I'd love that. And, I'd love that because I was really loving the, the business
Right.
because at the time, prior to this, I worked at an auto auction.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of experience I worked at the auto auction for like 19 years.
Right.
So a lot of my customer service experience, a lot of my public relations experience. I also had receptionist experience on a 12-line switchboard. I also have data entry experience, billing, and so it all kind of fit in. You know, it was like, and I was like gung ho, and I'm a very organized person. Very organized. Mr. Panzella is not organized. He's a sweetheart, but when I first went to his house, okay, Figure this is his kitchen, right? His kitchen wall. You know the Post-it notes?
Yeah.
He had them all over his wall with phone numbers on it. He had 2 long vinyl tables in his living room.
Yes, yes.
And he had all his contracts on it. He didn't have no filing cabinets. He just had them laying there, okay? And then I ended up renting, because where I was renting at the time was in the middle of the city of Newburgh, which is very dangerous.
Oh, okay.
And so I was actually looking for a place to rent.
Yeah.
And he decided to rent a room to me in his house. His house is beautiful.
Nice.
To die for.
Nice.
Okay, he's got a beautiful home. And I actually, like an organized person that I am, I ended up going and I bought a Rolodex. I put all the phone numbers in alphabetical order.
Started setting everything up.
Okay. We never got the filing cabinets, but we actually, where his office is in his room, it used to be 2 bedrooms, and they have it like a sliding, not glass, but a sliding wooden door. They have those panels like to separate it. So one office was for the bookkeeper, Stephanie, and the other office was mine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so he had a table there, and you know they sell them in the store. They're vinyl. They look like milk crates. They're vinyl, okay? And so I had like 4 of those, and I had all the files. So I had like one was for sightseeing, one was for dinner cruises, one was for Sunday brunches, and the charters, and all in alphabetical order. And each on the chartered cruises, I had everything. I love being organized because life is more easier when you're organized.
Yes.
Believe me when I say it, okay?
Yes, it is.
And on a chartered, I would have the name of the customer. On the front of the folder, I would have the date, the time. If it was 100 people, I would write 2 bartenders. I would have who was working that night. Whatever it needed to be, if it was an open bar, when the open bar, what kind of charter it was. Everything was here, even how much money the customer owed. On the inside had a copy of the contract, or actually had the original contract.
Sure.
And any notes that I spoke to the customer about was in there as well.
Very nice.
And all he had to do was go up there and have it. Now,
That's right.
at the time, the captain, Captain Vic, he's passed on now. He'd say to me, Diane, come on, we got to get more charters. And I said, I got a lot of charters. He says, yeah, but we got. So I ended up booking 21 days on the river with no day off. These people had the crew 21 days, and they had 4 charters a day. Started at 10 to 10, 11, 12, 1, 10 to 1.
Yes.
And then maybe an hour split.
Yes.
And then another 3 hours. So sometimes they wouldn't get off the boat until 2 o'clock in the morning. I did all the scheduling. He taught me how to schedule the crew.
Awesome.
I did all the coordinating with all the caterers, including our caterer. If it was our caterer, I would have to contact him and let him know what time he had to be on the boat, as well as the DJ. And if it was their, I coordinated everything.
Oh, our time is up.
Okay. And I love it.
Oh, it's so wonderful having. We are so happy.
Blessings. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you so much. Wealth of information. Yes, it is.
Yes. And with that being said, contact Diana if you'd like to board the river cruise. Okay, she's giving you all the information, and she also is on Facebook as well.
Yes,
okay?
I am on Facebook, Diane Amundsen. It's Diane, and my last name is Amundsen, Amundsen. My late husband was Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lena, for having me today, and Cora.
Yes,
Okay.
you're quite welcome. It has been a pleasure. We are signing off.
Yep.
You got anything else you want to say, Miss Lena?
Definitely support Cora's book, Shift. It is a phenomenal book. It really raises the level of self-esteem for women. Definitely go cop that book.
Thank you. You can get the book at shiftthebook.com/Cora, and you could also see the other authors on that site as well.
And support Selena Polk Publishing. She's on Facebook. We're all going to be at her event October 18th at the Marriott in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, so contact her for a ticket.
Okay.
Thank you. Rock and World Radio.
Signing off.
Okay.